leadership dialogues are always fascinating, but I'm particularly intrigued by what we'll hear today.
Earlier this year, the World Economic Forum ranked cyber attacks as the 4th most likely incident to occur. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our moderator for today's panel, Mr. Paul Brandis.
So, gentlemen, to read a quote by FBI Director Mueller, he said, "Threats from cyber espionage, computer crime, and attacks on critical infrastructure will surpass terrorism as the #1 threat facing the United States." He added, "I do not think today it is the #1 threat, but it will be tomorrow."
I would argue tomorrow is here today.
I think it is the single biggest economic national security threat that we face. There are absolutely groups of people who want to impact this country via a cyber attack the same way they did by flying planes into buildings 11 years ago.
Think about communications. Think about currency. I mean, if there is a malicious attack on the banks, you won't have access.
Just today alone, a credit card company will be attempted to be hacked 300,000 times.
A lot of companies don't even know they've been hacked. One study, the median number of days between intrusion and detection, 416. So they're clueless, frankly, for a very long period of time.
In the sea of data and analytics that we're going to move further and further towards predictive analytics and trying to get ahead of the threat. I mean, what are you going to do? How are you going to clean things up? What have you lost?
Our NSA, our FBI, our CIA, those groups are very, very good about protecting government networks. They're very good. Imagine a company trying to take on a nation state like China that has literally thousands of people who get up every morning trying to get into your network.
And who pays for that?
This is a cost of doing business. And if they're concerned about the cost of doing it, I ask them to ask internally, what's the cost of not doing it?
Some people argue without some regulatory scheme, people aren't going to be held accountable. They're not going to spend the money. So that's why we went with a very narrow focused sharing bill. If this bill gets to the president's desk, I think you'll sign.
Well, thank you. Unfortunately, our time is up. We could probably keep this going all afternoon. I think I just want to thank our panel, Chairman Rogers, Rob Pate, Sean Henry, J.J. Green. How about a round of applause for our panel?